Thank you for checking out this playthrough of Metaphor ReFantazio. If you're watching it as it's coming out, I'm actually streaming it live on Twitch, so feel free to check it out there. We'll be a little bit further ahead. That said, if you're enjoying the playthrough, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Specifically comment because that helps with the algorithm and makes me feel like a special little boy. Otherwise, we'll get right into it. Thank you. As anyone who knows me knows, I've been extremely excited for this to come out. And so I'm very glad that all the reviews make it look like it's very positively rated. I really like how that looks already. I'm probably going to be gushing about it and just be like, oh my god, I love how this looks. I like how that looks. I've managed to avoid anything except seeing that the reviews were good. So I actually don't know anything about what we're in store for. so that's very exciting. I do know the basic premise. So I do know that it's like a political election thing. I think that's the limit of my knowledge. I didn't watch any of the trailers. I haven't read any of the actual reviews. I trusted the team. So as you can see from the title here, I have my actual copy coming, but it won't be here till Tuesday. So we're going to be playing through the prologue of the prologue demo came out, and apparently the prologue demo's like 9 hours, I'm hearing. So it'll last us a stream. And you can transfer data over. So I know, right? Isn't that sick? They wanted to make sure you knew what the game was, and it's getting like amazing reviews, like insanely amazing reviews. So audio language, we are going to go with English. I would personally, if I was playing this by myself, would pick Japanese, but I am both streaming this and going to be recording it for the YouTube. I thought about adding this into there, but I was informed that maybe I should just stream it and not try to kill myself on I could honestly use it a little bit brighter. Is this okay for you guys? I'm gonna assume yes, but if it wasn't, like, let me know and I'll change it. But yeah, very excited for this. Did I comment on the breakfast burrito? I mean, that sounds good. Unauthorized reproduction or distribution of all or any part of this product is prohibited by law. We appreciate your cooperation and support. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, and events and incidents are either the product of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. These semblance to actual persons. A very small percentage of individuals may experience adverse symptoms when exposed to light patterns or flashing lights on screens, including dizziness, involuntary spasms, or even loss of consciousness. Oh, that's so pretty. I really like the color scheme of like the teal and coral. Or like I've always really liked that color scheme. Here, let me just knock right into my microphone. Give you guys a jump scare.
I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, do we not get like a menu?
A land grotesque as its people.
Oh, hey there.
You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one. Oh.
That man's
long ago.
Yeah.
You should have done the same.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. And no worries, like take your time. It's a lot of content, so like
will perish alongside you.
All right, that's a strong opening. Definitely sets the tone to be more SMT than Persona immediately, which I enjoy.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must
Yeah, it's
stand
something
together.
like 120 expected.
Your Eminence.
Who could do this?
About the same
Few
length
could
as
even
Persona
enter
5.
King's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet,
His Majesty's arcane power could defend.
Okay, so this animation looks like UFO table. Did UFO table do?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince.
I mean, it's the eyes that
hellbound
make me think
soul
it's
could
UFO
end the
table,
royal
but
life?
that's not their
Who would dare
usual.
such atrocity? Huh?
The man's in the room with you.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
You hate this guy already? Nah, he's hot. If hot, why evil?
Here begins the demo prologue of Metaphor ReFantazio. What we have to offer you is but a taste of the story from its beginning. But through it, your experience will mirror the full version. Should you wish
Okay.
it,
Weird
you may
that this
carry
is
over your
voiced
save data to
and
the full version.
has this here.
We thank you for expressing your curiosity about our tale of fantasy.
Why did it cut off in such a weird way? Game content seen here may vary from the full version of the game. Oh, maybe I should have waited, because my copy will be on Tuesday. Oh well, we are going to play the demo. I'll replay the prologue to see if anything did change. Oh, wow. Like, this is such an interesting opening demo screen. Okay, let me see how loud everything is comparatively. Vibration, auto advance, no. Anime subtitles, yes please. Confirmations. Confirms for guard, pass turn, or auto battle. No, I would rather make the mistakes. I think I'm gonna...
Let's give it our all. Getting good results.
Alright, turning it up a bit more. Okay. Interesting that it would start with that cutscene, tell us it's a demo, and then give us the menu. That's a weird order to put that all in my opinion.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight. Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
Okay, interesting. Is this the one that's gonna dox me? Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Fuck, I hate autocomplete in this shit. Whatever, you guys know my last name. Good for you.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours. It is a curious thing that in your eyes, My entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold. Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
So I don't think so. I think that the media we consume and the art we put out, you're petting your dog. See it? No, it's okay. Listen, I've doxed myself enough times, but like every time I think it's going to be one of those, I always black it out, and it never is. And the one time I decide to trust a game that's not going to be that, it is that. And I'm like, I wish I knew how to turn off the autocomplete on the typing. But it's okay. You know, in the edit, I'll cut it out, and I'll probably just hide the VOD of this one and make sure to turn around and upload this onto YouTube very quickly then. I gotta say, I like the art, but particularly what I like is like the sketchiness of it, of like the circles intersecting with like the angles. That's always been an aesthetic I liked. To get to the point, and this is how I play Persona in the YouTube too. So get used to me stopping a lot to discuss my ideas. But to the point of, is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation? No, because the media we consume, the fiction we write and read, and the art we put out influences our thought processes and like can inspire people to do things, you know? But like not everyone's going to be inspired by that. Some people have like a really thick wall between reality and fiction to the point where like it's not even inspirational. It's just like, oh, that was kind of entertaining, and you don't get much out of it. But like, you know, media critique and like analysis is like such a major part of our lives that like people are failing at constantly, that like we see how failing at your ability to analyze the media you consume can impact and affect your life and the things you believe. And so absolutely not, I wouldn't call it a powerless creation. I just think it affects some people more than others.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds. This
exactly
must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality. Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself, so let this tale begin.
High risk, high reward mode for only battle hardened. Cannot select this mode yet. So I think that this is locked behind New Game Plus. So I'll go for hard. Because that's how we play these games. Hard is how I like to take it.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia. Us folk, we're commoners. No crown or church will save us.
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How'd they get rid of those?
Do I just like redheads? Is that my thing, I guess?
Next one. Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder.
Aw.
So he is. No horns, no knife ears. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this?
Leave the cute little
Looks
bottom
like you've been
alone.
holding out on us, boy. Hold it! Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Unless you want to get stuck like us.
Oh, hell yeah.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
So you were willing to be robbed, but this is the point where you're like, oh, no, can't stand for that. I mean, I guess I get it. Like, is it worth...
This place already feels like a death trap.
Dang.
You hear all that stuff about Lord
Like the
Luis
character
saving us?
portrait there.
Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs
Oh,
attached?
auto stays
Well,
on
at least they didn't figure
for
out our
longer.
mission.
Okay.
Definitely could have gone
Then,
worse.
then scene to scene. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, did I just lose my memory?
all right? Been worse. And from the sounds of it, you're about the same. You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The
We all get
mission's
different
more
boundaries.
important than
Yeah,
either
for
of our
sure.
lives.
You
If
know,
we
I
screw
guess
this
that's
up,
true. If
there's no
it
going
was
back.
like, okay, I'll give up my money, as long as no violence occurs. Like, I guess I can understand that. But then once violence occurs, it's like, oh well, too late.
make it?
Guess we'll just murder you. Or, it's not murder. It's self-defense. Castle doctrine. Oh. Log. You don't look hurt though, so that's good news. You can move, right? I know how to read, I promise. I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Okay, cool. So that's our goal. What was I gonna say before that though? I was gonna bring up some actions you perform corresponding.
Let's go.
I mean, that's a good enough intro to Oh, he waved to the little fairy. I don't know what I expected, because like I said, I avoided all trailers, so I didn't expect to have like so in my Persona playthroughs, like Pixie is one of my favorite personas, or demons in SMT, and like I actually didn't play Nocturne until later, and in Nocturne it's semi-canonical that you have a pixie that stays with you the entire time, and so like I think it's kind of nice that they're sticking with that with Galicia. Is that going to be her name? I didn't hear them say her name, but like a pixie-like character to hang out with us is kind of nice.
Watch out!
Yeah. Those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. Phase sight. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best as you can.
Okay.
What? Okay, so L2 is phase sight.
Strong ones ahead. We gotta be careful.
Okay, so just avoid it and head for higher ground, because it doesn't want me to engage in combat yet. There's so many enemies, though. Oh my god.
No. Looks like they found us.
Okay, run past. Oh, is it faster than me? It's faster than me. Okay, good. Oh my god.
Like this. No.
Wait, is it real-time combat? Fantasy is dead. Sci-fi raids.
Champion against fear. Rise
Jesus Christ.
and face anxiety.
Okay, yeah, no, I got it. I mean, I did choose hard. I didn't expect it to be like real-time combat, but that's fine. 0602, Water's Day afternoon. It tells us the weather outside, 32 degrees. That's interesting.
They found us. Get ready, everyone.
Who the fuck found us, though?
Look.
It is awfully quiet during this. God, I love like the sketchy art style and like the paint swathiness. Is that a word? I don't think so.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Refresh my memory.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives? First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center. This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes.
She's cute.
Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at
I mean,
least
that's a
cast an
fair.
unusual spell for you.
That's a fair saying,
It's
actually.
the small comforts, right?
I mean, Macbeth would agree. Anxiety caused him to become a monster. As though music is playing directly in my mind, the effect of Galicia's magic is inspiring.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
Okay, so first of all, this fucking rocks. But like, what did I expect? It's Shoji Meguro. Oh man, when's this soundtrack come out? I need to put this on a playlist immediately. But that's besides the point. That means the music is diegetic? Which, okay, so from how the game opened, it's like, how do we feel about fantasies? And like the game's called Metaphor ReFantazio, right? So it's like fantasy and how those kinds of stories can impact reality and things. So, which I thought, oh, it's gonna be one of those games about like storytelling, and that's fine. About how stories impact our life. But if it's going in the entire direction of like the way even music and things impact our lives, and the way music and the like other, like if it goes into the direction of like every art form and how they impact our lives, while also like I'm really excited for that, because like I didn't want to comment on it because it was just at the start, but like I was thinking that the last section, I was thinking that last section was like really quiet, right? And so I was like, well, why is it so quiet here? But to have it be so that this comes in and it's like part of the FAE magic is dope. And those are some fancy screen transitions as well. Oh my god, look at that sky. Jesus Christ. Okay, I need to calm down. I'm very excited. Hey, look.
Over there.
That's a road, isn't it? What a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight. I think that's the Grand Cathedral over there. It's big enough to use as a landmark. Yeah. And memorandum. Oh, okay. So that's what all this is. Magic. Oh, okay. So I will probably read through all of these. I don't know if people want me to read it like on stream / in recording or not. So I'll make that judgment call post actual game. Oh, okay, so that's not sprint. R2 is sprint. Square is to hit. There's a whole lot of them, so I'm thinking I should avoid the pack. Right? Oh, okay. You are very strong, and I should probably run away.
If it's useful, I say grab it.
It is useful, and I did grab it.
Nice.
Right?
I'll find a use for that.
Like, I'm trying to think of how to... It makes me feel reminiscent of Tales of Symphonia, how I felt when I started that, except when I started Tales of Symphonia, I hated it. But like I as I got more into it, I guess I should say. Oh, okay, we're just gonna transition into.
Not good. Run for it.
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built.
Oh, so I made it to the main road there.
By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
Okay. O great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish and come forth from thy epoch of glory to grant me thy... Okay. Why is that second line so much shorter? They gave me to that first line, and then on that second line they gave me no time.
Whoa, just look.
Whoa.
Legit can't wait to see all the hentai drawn of him later. Like, they knew what they were doing in the same way that Final Fantasy VII, when they made Sephiroth, like especially in the remake, made Sephiroth such daddy and like made Cloud like such a pretty boy.
Don't try to deny it. You trample the law for the fun of it.
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead.
I mean, that's a brutal way to do it.
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Parapus said.
They named them Parapus? That's rough.
Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry.
Oh, everyone gathered around, so it's like, you can't.
Street smarts?
Yeah.
Come on, kid. Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only
So,
here in the whole
I was reading up on the guillotine recently because of some Persona recordings I was doing, which will come up in the next few days, I think. And it's really interesting that even by 17 whatever,
tribes. You'll never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside.
when the guillotine was built, or like designed, the guy who promoted a guillotine had nothing to do with the actual invention, and in fact like was against the death penalty, but also realized that like France wasn't going to get rid of it at the time, the death penalty, so like advocated for it because it was a more it was like a more painless way to do executions, because like at the time, like noble people were killed by execution with like swords and axes, which weren't like a guarantee to kill them immediately, and commoners were killed by hanging or were like hung, right? But like they were hung similar to how we just saw, where they didn't figure out how to break people's necks with it yet, so they just kind of let them dangle until dead, which is a horrible way. So he was like, yeah, you know, this machine will feel like a quick tickle of breath on your neck, and then you'll die, and it's more humane, even though I'm against the death penalty. And he advocated for it, which is why it ended up having his name. So it is cool that like cool in quotations that during that execution we saw them actually hang the person in the way of like kicking the stool out from under them, not like the way we traditionally see in media of like the dropping platforms and snapping the neck, which is like a later development for doing it that way. Then again, this is obviously very steampunky and not the actual 700s, but like, yeah. The capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside unless she said this already.
Not that it's very balanced.
Okay, she did.
I see
Whoops.
more Plomars and Roussants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elder kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty?
What were they saying about
It
His
wasn't
Majesty?
illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
The king dead.
Oh,
His
what a
son
way to
stricken.
do like.
Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
Okay, so they're showing us like a flashback. That's such a cool way to indicate that this is a flashback. Really like that.
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best, the saint, could purify this affliction.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt His Highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the
I
military
really like
to
this
deliver
song.
a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
And that zoom in. Okay, yeah, I'm here for it. That's cool.
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close. Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne. That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers.
Yeah, if only it turned off auto when it wasn't spoken. Because the auto goes a little too fast.
So?
Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and ask me for advice. For me to turn off when it switches to unspoken. Otherwise, I'd leave the auto on. Press R1 to open the local map. I'm gonna forget that multiple times. If you're unsure of what to do, try pressing triangle. Galicia always good ideas, or so she thinks. Okay. Saving is up on the D-pad. Okay. So this is actually pausing. And that's save. Okay, that's cool. Like that. Oh, the king died, so what? And you always love to have a sprint inside of town. Alright. You walked all the way here. Don't tell me, you ran into some trouble, huh? Oh, hold on. Probably kicked out of the carriage, were you? My sympathies. That's being an elder for you, I suppose. Okay.
Oh my, what to do?
Let's go see.
We don't have time for detours right now. If you're lost, check your map. Okay. But I want to look around. You have to hit a certain location. Oh, another one of those? Isn't that what got you messed up last time in the game you hadn't played earlier? Hi. It's an Elda. I was one of your kind here in Grand Trad. I have business here. Silence. Sanctism teaches us that the Elder are an evil tribe that defied the teachings. So get back. Stay away from me, you fiend. Devil's magic, she says. If you're so magical, I doubt you'd have it so hard in life. She's aggravating, but let's not cause a scene. Okay, so we kind of got the vibe earlier, but we're discriminated against here. Okay.
So you.
Oh, you're drawn. You're probably I didn't mean to get on this side of you. You're probably like an actual character then, huh? An Elda, huh? Pretty unusual in these parts. Oh, not trying to be rude. Just mind yourself. This city ain't the friendliest to us inferiors. Appreciate the advice. Oh, so you're also kind of discriminated against here, huh? Yeah, be careful or they'll get you. Just like all of us Parapus. Oh, because the Parapus were the pores that were brought up that asked us for money earlier.
Let's go see.
Okay. Interesting.
Simply amazing.
Look, over there you can see the royal palace. No, wait, that's not right. That's where the Grand Cathedral is. At least I assume so, since it's up to Main Street.
And what is it?
Seems to me that sanctism is the real privileged thing around here. Even more so than the monarchy. Okay, interesting. The church has more power in the capital than the capital does. Oh, hi. How's it going? Oh no. I panic immediately.
You little bastard, you.
I bet. Oh, okay.
If I may.
Something's flying overhead? Traffic is at an all-time high. Can I see what was... Oh my lord. What is that? Luxurious inn that I'm sure I can't afford. Alright, where the frick were we going? Oh, it's up to the right. Yeah, I'll just run in the middle of the street. It's fine.
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
Yeah, sure. I'll play the fool. What's a magic igniter?
Magic igniter.
See?
I'm sure it
There's a
sounds
couple
like what it
windows.
sounds like, but
Like
you
an
never
instrument
know.
plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside. can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic.
Oh, because fairies can just naturally use magic, huh?
Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the Magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city?
I am. I also tried to talk to you earlier.
Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop.
This is your shop, huh?
Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
No thanks.
No thanks.
What a shame.
How would you even know what the royal scepter looks like to begin with?
Oh.
You've really never heard of it. Wow. Where do I even start?
Where am I from that I've never experienced this world? Like, clearly I'm discriminated against in this city. Do I not have a tribe? Where am I from? That I am a good friend of the prince, but don't know what the royal scepter is.
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty. Passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the...
Now he's dead.
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. Sorry. And the King's Hand is enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion. Yep.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'll keep
Thank
that in
you.
mind.
A word of caution then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Well, thank you for that.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous. Point,
that's a fun line. I like that.
Anyway,
I mean, we don't know if it's unnecessarily ominous until ominous hits, right?
Let's head there.
Okay, yep. Hi, lethargic soldier. Joined the army because I looked up to the Lord Louis, but... oh, it is Louis. They said Louis earlier, huh? But now I get my arse handed to me if I so much as mention it. What's the state army gonna do now? We won't find any decent recruits given the messy state of things currently.
You are?
Oh, the recruitment place. Go down the street towards the cathedral and it'll be the building on the left. Look in the list as a soldier. Not like there's other work for elders, I guess. What, nothing left to say? Then move along, irritating little shite. You need more than enough.
Give it a fool, I say.
Okay. I mean... Oh, that's a cool transition. I like that. That's cool. I was hoping we'd blend in with the crowd and no one would know that you're an Elda, but the people here have sharper eyes than I thought. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
Right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead.
What are you playing at?
Really now?
Unpleasant Guard. Oh, why'd I talk to you? I talked to you before I saw what your name was. Oh, recruitment center. Well, you want to enlist or something? It's just down the road if that's the case. Been an Elda enlisting. Bloody hell, what'll be next? Wouldn't be in such a sorry state if Luis was in power. The mouth on this guy. If we weren't focused on saving the prince, I'd give him a piece of my mind, but let's just grin and bear it. Yeah. There's a lot of chatter on screen, and it feels a little bit like too much visual noise, but I wonder if that's intentional or not. Like, it's just a little too much for me right now, if I had to say anything. Oh, but then it did pass very quickly. It's probably in very specific areas.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine. Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead.
Oh, you can't hang out in my bag as I go? You're just gonna let me go do it? Okay, good. You're coming with me.
Okay, you got this.
Only as far as here, though. I also think it's interesting that her wings are like a dragonfly's.
Blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet swaddled lords.
Her wings. Did I say eyes? Her wings.
Why are you here? Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's woman.
Oh, hi.
I'm looking
You're
to
also
enlist. Is that
very
enough
hot.
for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country. But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty?
I like
Wonder
him.
Nobody respects the Guard anymore. But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost
Hell
cause.
yes.
Insolent pup!
Let's go.
You will earn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone. Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those.
Wow, what a dick thing
what
to
brings
say.
you to enlist?
That's amazing. It's amazing how awful that was. I'm just so bored. I want to fight for change. I need the money. It's between I want to fight for change. You'll be back in a bit. You're still stuck at the same spot you were last night. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Is this going to be where you're going to have to look it up finally? All right. Which one should I pick for anyone who's lurking and wants input on my decisions? Because I kind of feel like I need the money, right? Because like for me, I used to be more the person. I am poor. I'm poor and they're also poor, and that works out to live life. Yep. Yep, bored. Bored's a good one. I don't relate to that one. I also don't necessarily believe in fighting for change from the inside, or rather, I think you can do your best to try that, but systemic change is hard to do that way. Systemic change needs to come almost from top down, and it's hard to get to the top like without compromising yourself from the inside like that. So it's always a nice fantasy that I love to live, is like the idea of, you know, change from the inside. I don't necessarily believe it.
Pragmatic, if nothing else. But I suppose a vagrant like you could use the work. So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
Strong in the look, I got a sharp mind. I can take a lot of punishment. I'm small but quick. I've always been lucky. I kind of want to pick that because that's like such an insane thing to say. Joining the army as your skill is I've always been lucky. That said, I'm more inclined to say either I've got a sharp mind or I'm quick, because if I'm going by the skills I usually like to play in games like this, like I like either playing intelligence, like intelligent builds of things in RPGs, or like dexterity or like speed. Like I love agility based stuff, right? So for me, it's between those two. That said, Lucky is very funny, and I want to see what the response is.
I've always been pretty lucky.
I asked for your skills, boy. Right, last order of business. Make
Oh,
your
so they're
mark
just
or
gonna let
sign
that
your
pass.
name if
Okay.
you're actually literate.
Okay, so we get a different name here. In which case, I should have used Mac here, but whatever. All right, I blacked it out because I don't know what'll come up as autocomplete in this. What should we name them though? What's a good name? Wolfgang. Wolfgang sounds both like it could be something that fits in a fantasy environment, as well as is just kind of like is a fun one. Listen, at this point I'm probably never gonna have kids. I'm becoming more and more aware of that, but I did always want to name, like, if I had a son, I did want like a middle name to be Wolfgang.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you heard about the monster sightings, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment. You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission. On your way now. Up to. Next!
All right, cool. Thank you.